This episode of the We Like Shooting Show is brought to you by Second Call Defense, Manticore Arms, the Sonoran Desert Institute, Faction Firearms, the Patriot Pest Company, and Brown Elves.
Kill yourself.
Welcome to the We Like Shooting Show, episode 309. Tonight we're going to talk about tactical pontoons, EMV3 phalanx trigger, buttstock suggestions, rifle cases, Corinne Mosier, and more. Our panel tonight is River's Edge Tactical's Jeremy Paz-Derrick. Live from AOC's latest rally at Savage 1R, we got the Machine Gun Moses, Aaron Krieger. Nick Lynch is beside me. My name is Sean Heron, and I want to welcome you to the show.
I am beside you, but also behind you.
I almost choked on my beer. What the hell?
I wish you would have.
I just don't think we can't miss that he said behind him, that I'm behind him.
Well, I was reading
was that a Freudian slip,
what
Sean?
Whoever wrote, and it made me really uncomfortable. Anyway, let's talk about our advertiser. All I'm going to say right now is that Nick today posted the most amazing picture of Manticore Arms that has ever existed. Just go to our Instagram or our Facebook page, check it out. I promise you won't be disappointed. And we actually just released a Space Force video today, and you may just see the Manticore Arms Scorpion Evo Bullpup kit that's out there. It's Nick, what did you think of the video? Was it amazing?
I'd say like Citizen Kane is here.
Uh-huh.
And then Space Force just sort of edges by a little bit, you know?
I think it's right over Lawrence of Arabia.
I'm trying to be humble here, you know?
Yeah.
I'd say it's just a little better.
We don't do humble very well. But anyway, check them out, manticorearms.com, coupon code WLS10. Saves you 10% off all day, every day. So, guys, we actually have this thing that we call the drinking game. So every time that I say interesting, so basically nice or dang, every time Aaron says bi-curious suggests that registration does not lead to confiscation or interrupt somebody.
Interrupt someone.
Every time Jeremy tells Savage to kill himself, calls Savage a commie, or sniffles, spits, or hate breathes into the mic. Every time Nick says something insightful, says something that no one laughs at, or talks about his butt issues. Every time Savage mentions Reddit, mispronounces a sponsor, Washington, or a gun of the poors, we would like you to take a drink. But be safe, because you can go blind in about 7 minutes on this show. So I promise you, don't do that. All right, guys, it is time to introduce...
Are they drinking or?
Gasoline and moonshine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Are you okay?
Well, I mean, just usually people don't drink like the heads or tails, you know?
What?
The heads or tails, that's the bit of alcohol between or before and after what you can actually drink. That's what makes you go blind.
Okay. I don't know. Anyway, it's time to introduce our guest.
Or I thought like it was a, you know.
She is second-guessing every single decision she has made that brought her to this moment. She's the Empress of the Northern Hemisphere. Her name is Corinne Mosier. Corinne, thank you so much for being here. I'm sorry that I tricked you into actually coming on the show and not telling you what it was before you got here, but we're glad to have you.
Oh, I'm glad to be here. If it gets too bad, I'll just keep watching your YouTube video.
The Space Force.
Which I just looked up, and I've been watching it. That's nice.
Yeah. I fell down a hill.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
It's too bad. So, Corinne, first off, tell us a little bit about yourself. How'd you come to guns?
Reluctantly, actually. So my background is music. I went to a conservatory of music for violin performance. I had a private music studio with students and for years. So I taught violin, viola, and piano. My husband is a police officer, and he eventually pushed me hard enough into a concealed carry class that I didn't have a desire to take it. I wasn't a gun person. I think I had fired a couple guns in a field with a boyfriend in high school, and that was it. And so he made me take this class. I went and took a bunch of training because I decided it was pretty serious stuff. So either I was all in or all out. I decided to go all in and just took as much training as I could. And that was about 2011. In 2012, I was hired as an instructor at Centerfire Shooting Sports in Olathe, Kansas. I was a brand new instructor, so I was secondary underneath our primary guy who actually who had done law enforcement for 30 plus years, had taught the police academy that Mike had attended, my husband. And this guy, I just went to every class that he taught. I was a range rat, learned everything that I could like a sponge. And so I really fell in love with the training aspect of it. And I had been a teacher. Like I said, I had taught music. And when I started teaching firearms, I found it the passion was the same. Well, it didn't matter that I was teaching music or firearms. It was the same. So I really, really enjoyed that. Competition came in 2014, and it was just a way for me to kind of drive my own skill development, bring what I had learned and my mistakes and my successes back to my students, made me a better instructor, and made me more valuable to my students, I think. And it was just a lot more fun. So that's a quick rundown, sort of.
I like it. I like it a lot. Let's, there's tons of places where you've actually talked about your history, but I actually got to experience some of your instruction when we went to the No Other Choice Firearms Train and Learn event in Missouri. It was a really good time, and one of the things that actually struck me and really stood out to me was you did a bit on recoil management to a group of very apt students. And talk to us just a little bit about that, because I got to say it was actually one of my favorite segments of instruction that I've ever taken. And I was looking around at the faces and definitely saw that a lot of learning was kind of occurring. And it just felt really good. I was also talking to VSO from VSO Gun Channel, and he had the same opinion. It was really one of those kind of paradigm shifting things. When we talk about you training people on stuff there's thousands of people out there that teach recoil management, but you did it in a different way, something that I had actually never seen before. So A, can you kind of tell us a little bit of your thoughts on recoil management and how to do that? And B, how you so effectively communicate that to your students?
It all boils down to, I've learned over the years that as an instructor, being an instructor is all about making choices with the time restraints that you have, with the information that you think is the most vital that you want to relay to your students within that time constraint, and based also on the student and their needs. So throughout the years, I have been teaching this basic information, stance, grip, all of that, to thousands of students. And, just like in music and also in shooting, I believe that the basics are the most important. I mean, I can't remember who said it, but some great instructor, greater than I, said, advanced skills are just basic skills that are honed to a razor's edge. So that is where I have devoted the majority of my attention, is in the fundamentals. So what I have, the technique that you saw, I don't know that it's unique to me. I don't think I invented it. I think it was shown to me, and then I tweaked it throughout the years with trial and error with brand new students, with the 60 plus brand new female shooters that I get every month. And I don't just teach females, but I have learned that, with women in general, yes, I will speak generally. Okay. Women are smaller. We don't have the muscle mass. We don't have the bone density. We don't have we don't have those advantages of size and strength that men do. So to mitigate that recoil, we have to emphasize technique. We have to be perfect in our technique, and that's how we can overcome that disparity of our smaller size, and it works. So the way that I teach it with the fake FAKE, fake guns. Have you been following on my?
No, I haven't seen the drama.
The internet's lost their collective mind when they scrolled past their feed and saw a video begin to play with a blonde chick allowing a student to point a gun at her, and nobody bothered to read the title. The title of the video wasn't even what the video was about. It just said, "This is not a real firearm. This is a inert training firearm." Blah 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 blah. Anyways, I use that and snap caps to build recoil management, because what I have found is if you devote a large chunk of time, it's that time making decisions. What are you going to spend your time with on the student? If I have an hour lesson with a student, we are working not just safety principles, right? Because we talked about that in the beginning, but we're working recoil management and dry manipulation for 40 minutes at least. If I have an hour, we don't go make noise until the end, because you can learn to shoot in a classroom and you confirm what you've learned on the live range. And so, with those blue dummy guns, building the stance, building the grip, what's the point of your hands around the gun? Where are you actually applying the technique? And I'm not saying that, obviously my way is not the right way in the universe. There are other ways that work, and there are obviously, but I have found through testing thousands of the weaker framed individuals in a short time frame that this is an effective way to do it. And so that's what I wanted to show these influencers and these instructors. Hey guys, when you are teaching, you might want to, this is how I teach beginners. This is how I teach people, also not just beginners, people who come to me and say, I want to learn how to shoot faster. Or, when I start to shoot, multiples, my groups open up and it starts to get weird. I go, that's cool. We're not going to work on this. We're going to work on recoil management. We're going to work on getting to a place where our body is a structure for the gun to come to basically our sights stay aligned as the gun's going off and it recovers to the same spot on its own. And then, if the sights are basically stay aligned the whole time and the gun recovers on its own, you don't really have to stop pressing the trigger. So there's a lot that we can fix when people come to you with problems, or there's a lot that we can prevent down the future is in the way of problems with building a good, solid shooting foundation and stance in the beginning. And no, we won't always have the benefit of having a perfect stance in self-defense shootings or whatever. So, people are like, well, don't spend so much time on grip and stance because, it's not perfect. Well, we perfect the scales so that we can play Paganini. It's that you have to perfect the scales first. So that's just my viewpoint. And there's my 6-paragraph answer for your one sentence question.
I know some of those words, so it's good. Do you see a correlation between music and firearms?
Oh, yes, I do.
What would it be?
I would say that it's learning how to practice. Because I would say to my music students, I have you 1 hour or 30 minutes to 1 hour per week. I'm not teaching you how to play the violin. You're going to teach yourself how to play the violin. I'm teaching you how to practice. So you need an instructor. You need a teacher to show you how to the structure, the fundamentals, and how things come together so that in your own practice, when something's going wrong, you can identify what it is and you can fix it on your own. That's the same with shooting, and I think any skill, golf, or if you're playing a sport, something like that. Attention to detail, fine motor skills, patience, mindset. You have the performance aspect. That nervousness when right before the buzzer goes off is actually, I was probably a little less, but it's about the same as right before you're going to walk on stage. And then when you're performing the piece or you're shooting the stage and something goes wrong, having to fix your mind first. You don't fix what you're doing in your hands first. You fix your mind first, and then you solve the problem and you continue on. That is the same as music and shooting is the same.
Let's talk just a little bit about competition. You kind of got into that. How has it been for you? Have you been successful with it? Let's just talk a little bit about kind of that journey.
So I got into it. I think I went to my mentor, so the same instructor that I studied under, Rick Staples. 2 years after, I'd been working with him for 2 years. He said, well, now it's time to do something with it. It's time to go do some competition. So we went to an IDPA match and I did really well. And then immediately went to a 3-gun match. So I think my first 3-gun match was Zombies in the Heartland 2014. And what competition is for me is going to practice shooting, coming home and practicing what I sucked at, and then going back and doing it again. It is the most addictive thing for certain personality types, and perfectionists. And so it's addictive, but you learn like with any sport how to be it strengthens your character basically, and then it strengthens your skills.
Yeah. Aaron, you had a question.
Oh no, the moment has passed.
I'm sorry. This new system.
That's okay.
I totally forgot.
I'll ask anyhow. So, are you still pretty active with music? Unfortunately,
no, I'm not really. Mm-mm. I mean, I'll play in church if somebody asks me to play, like for Easter Sunday, but it's a lame excuse. I don't have the time. Of course, I have the time. You always have the time for the things you want to do, but no, I don't really.
The reason why I ask is I just wondered if you triple up on your ear pro. I mean, because it's not that, a lot of people in our industry, we have hearing issues because of all the shooting that we do.
Yeah, I don't. Actually, I've been very happy with the electronic ear protection that I do use, although I do understand the need to probably in the future do more, especially with 3-gun and with the rifle comps that we put on. And shooting indoor, teaching indoor. I don't, and I might regret it one day, but I have pretty decent quality ear pro now.
Huh? No, I'm just kidding. just kidding. So in competition, I mean, I'm not
keep what you got from somebody with severe hearing loss. Keep what you got.
Yeah, please, for all of our sake.
Yeah, he didn't even hear that I was already asking a question. No, I'm just kidding. You've been pretty successful in competition. Talk about that.
I think I had early success because my training and background in firearms was in the defensive use. So tactical classes, concealed carry, and what that is its emphasis on accuracy and smooth manipulation, transitions and all of that. So I wasn't actually trying to be fast. So every time, I still do this, but especially I remember in the beginning, I'm nervous. I'm going nuts. I'm trying to control my heart rate and breathing right before the buzzer goes off. And I just would say, just be safe and accurate. Just be safe and accurate. Safe. And I would repeat that in my mind, safe and accurate, safe and accurate. And if that was my goal, don't do anything crazy. Don't go so fast that I lose control, not only of accuracy, but also of safety, because that's when speed kills, basically. I never want to be on the razor's edge of safety. And the times where I have been, I've regretted it, So safe and accurate. And that's how I've had success. And I'm not the fastest and I'm not the best. But I'm not in competition to be Lena Michalik. I want to be the best that I can be, but I don't. And I love competition. I love going, oh, she's good, or that guy's good. I want to be within 7 to 10 seconds of his time or less. I like to be able to have a lead horse, if you will, and follow a lead horse. But no, that's how I think I attribute my success to actually my tactical background.
Very cool.
Yeah.
When we were in Missouri, you had some pretty fun guns with you from STI. You let me shoot your Terran Tactical Innovations John Wick Combat Master. That was pretty fun. Tell us about that exact one right there, probably. Mm-hmm. Talk about that a little bit. How did you come to work with TTI?
So I've been with Terran Tactical for a very long time, and I've shot his Glock Combat Master. And then, when Tony Pignato took over, head of marketing of STI, I got a call, and we've known each other for many years. And he said, I want you on the team. And I was like, you do? Really? Oh, I'm not going to say no. I had never shot a steel, or I'd never shot a 2011 before. I had never shot a 2011. I had always shot Glocks, and then I'd shot Terran's Glocks. And so this was a new world, like a whole new world. I'm going to start singing Aladdin songs, like a whole new world. And, there was a little learning curve on my part because the grip angle's different and the trigger's different and all of that. But I'm telling you, you gave like a country girl a Lamborghini and she had to figure out how to drive it. But once she did, yeah, it shoots real nice. I like it. You shot it. What'd you think?
It was awesome. I've got a lot of video of me actually shooting it as fast as I possibly could. Accurately, which is pretty nice. It was smooth. I've shot a few 2011s. I've even shot a few STIs, but that one was definitely a step above and beyond kind of what I'd experienced up to that point.
Sean knows a thing or two about STIs, if you know what I'm saying.
No, that's STDs.
Actually, it's STIs now.
That's true. Good point. All right.
I thought it was his DSLs.
I thought we weren't talking about this anymore, guys. Yeah. You one girl one time and
and all of a sudden I have to give a discount on the SSB.
That's great. So we also shot the Staccato P. Now tell us about that gun a little bit.
So the Staccato P is going to be more the rough and ready version. This is what like police departments are issuing. It's still got all of the recoil mitigation features of it. 30% less felt recoil in this 2011 platform. I've got the magwell on here. I actually have in mind the shortened trigger. So finally in my life, I have guns that actually fit my hand. And on top of that, they're on the 2011 platform. So I put my night vision night sights on there. I'm actually going to be shooting the Staccato P at at least the next tactical games. And I'm thinking by the one after that, I'll have my very own DDC carry. So what are you laughing at? Tactical games? What?
Nick is playing solitaire because he's silly. But so the
I'm not
tactical
actually, I
games.
just opened. I'm not actually playing.
No,
I just opened it.
Yeah.
Just to annoy Sean.
He did, and it worked so
Yes.
well, so well. So the tactical games looks pretty awesome. So I met Chris Voomer when I was doing Roscoe Manufacturing thing in Louisiana, and Tig is actually a friend. Lives here, like, I don't know, 10 miles or 10 minutes from where we're sitting right now, and I know he's really heavy into it. Have you done it yet?
I haven't. I meant to go to the last couple, and then I had other events come up. So I've been training kind of for it for a few months, but I still fully expect to get my butt handed to me. And not only because of the physical nature of it, and I'm in shape, but I don't think I'm at this level yet. So I know I'm going to get my butt handed to me that way, but also it's a different format. I've never shot this style of match before, so there's going to be a huge learning curve. I'm going to look like an idiot and have a great time doing it.
Yeah, it looks really awesome. It's kind of like not Tough Mudder, but one of those like endurance things, also mixed with like a 3-gun competition, right?
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, I was totally going to do it until tonight. I was walking up the stairs and almost passed out. So,
Right. I mean, I can just see a bunch of exhausted people with guns. That's not really what I want to be around.
Are there
at least if you get oh, never mind.
are there regular stops for like pie and
No.
Coca-Cola?
No.
I was going to say, welcome to 4 years of my life, Aaron.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah, no, I hear you, man. I believe it. It's just that it's like, Jesus. When I get tired, I don't want to lift up the remote.
Corinne, who's a better
Just saying.
shooter, you or Keanu Reeves?
I think I'm obligated to say Keanu. You know what? He is a really freaking good shooter and a really nice person. He's a student. He's a really good learner. So, I would say probably it would be even, but I will just wait to answer until I've done man on man or something with him.
There you go. There you go. Are you a better or equal shooter to Halle Berry?
I've never shot with Halle Berry, so I don't know.
All right, but you have shot with Keanu Reeves.
I have shot with him, yes, not against him.
Please tell us secrets that he doesn't want out in the public that you experienced while you were shooting with Keanu Reeves.
He has really soft hands.
I mean, he's an actor. That makes sense, right?
That's fair.
Is he actually
Does
sad?
he hover hand?
No, it was a good handshake, but it was definitely soft.
Wow,
That's okay. You know, he seems like a soft, sweet man.
he does.
Oh, he's a sweet man. He's a good man.
How tall is he?
Regular height? I don't know. He has long hair. That's all I was focusing on.
What kind of car does he? What kind of car does he drive?
Aaron will be back in 2 minutes. He's getting a wig.
Well, they're around here somewhere.
Have you seen his house? What does his house look
Okay.
like?
We're not interviewing.
What's his shoe
Keanu
size?
Reeves.
What's his shoe size? Oh man.
Corinne, in the notes you put the Tavor X95. Are you shooting that? Shooting it in competition? What's up
You
with
know
that?
what? I train with it, but I decided most people are going to be running the M4 platform in the tactical games, and I'm like, I want to be different, so I'm going to be running my Tavor X95 with a Bushnell little P prism on it, just to be different, and because the bullpup it's a fun platform, and the shorter barrel length. It's the same barrel length, but up in the overall length is shorter. I think will give me an advantage in some of the obstacles. So I'm like, thinking we've got to climb ropes and crawl through things and haul things. And I'm like, 2-point harness, tucked up tight. I think that, the barrel shouldn't extend past my belt line. I think I'm going to have an advantage there.
Yeah, that's actually pretty awesome.
Well, it sounds like you really thought this out.
I have thought through the things that I can anticipate. But like I said,
Well,
still going to get my butt handed to me.
How well does a Tavor work if it gets dirty, though?
They're extremely reliable
I mean,
platforms.
are they? Because if you're going to be, I just wondering because you're going to be crawling through mud and dirt and stuff. I mean, if it's right in the front, it's.
I would expect it to perform just as well or better as the M4 platform when dirty.
Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty fun,
Awesome.
actually. I've spent more time with the old Tavor than I have the X95, but they were actually pretty fun. And in our Space Force video, Corinne, we shoot nothing but bullpups, I think, except for the Kydon.
Yeah, and the
the Chris Vector. No,
that didn't actually shoot.
And it didn't even make it into the video because it couldn't get more than
it didn't
2
make it in the
rounds
video
through
because
it.
it was
Just couldn't make it.
Yeah, and I threw it across the range, and I was pretty upset.
I saw that video, part of the video. I laughed.
Did you? I was so mad.
Yeah, I was like, oh, there it is.
What's up with the pool noodles? What's going on?
Those are alien tentacles.
Alien tentacles, yeah.
Oh, alien. Okay, because they were touching you inappropriately. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, Nick, hashtag me too.
It was a traumatic experience. I'm currently going to therapy. I'm seeing a professional about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so weird. Okay, stop sending chats. Who's ever doing it? I thought I changed that. So, Corinne, we're using a new platform of our very own because Google Hangouts on Air, which is how we've recorded for 6 years, is going away. And these guys keep sending messages, and it's making that weird noise. And I expect more to come through any moment.
I thought this was Jeremy hate breathing.
So, Corinne, how would you say you divvy up your time kind of between competition and training other people and training yourself and just like all the different things that you do? How do you divvy up that, and how do you kind of balance everything?
I can say that lowest on the list has been training myself. That's just the way that it's come out. I mean, I'm lucky if I can get a range day or two in before an event. And, and once again, with time constraints, learning how to practice efficiently so that you can go to the range and you're like, I don't have to run through an entire stage 7 times. I just, what are the skills that it's going to take to run a stage? And then I practice those briefly. But then again, when I'm teaching people, which then I would say is a step above that, because I teach when I'm home, when I'm home, I try to balance my time between working and family. And if I don't have that balance right, I'm not happy. So I try to spend mostly time with family when I'm home. And then I travel for competitions, events, shows, all sorts of really cool stuff. And some years, and if I'm lucky, I get to go take training classes for myself. And in some years, the balance has been way skewed towards competition. That's all that I'm doing. Some years been way skewed towards, other events like shows, and I'm just not happy. So I really, if I could change something for 2020, I would heavily shift the balance towards going to training classes myself, because I freaking love. So I get to take an AK course from Center T Official in Illinois, Sparta, Illinois. I think they're partnered with Tactical Shit in August.
Yeah.
But anyways.
We met at the NOC Train and Learn event. What'd you think of that event? And for what it was just kind of like bring influencers and instructors and kind of people from around the country all together. You guys all know I've talked about it on the show multiple times because I had fun. But Corinne, I'd love to hear kind of your opinion of how it went, what you thought about it. Was it valuable, and why?
Well, I didn't know what to expect. I just know that I want to do something that was Katie's idea, and he's awesome. So, I show up and, not knowing what to expect, we had a couple of those brief little workshops with instructors, and immediately I liked the information that I was getting. It was really cool. And then, of course, we had the couple range days. I'd say the most beneficial thing, so the weather was awful. The location was awesome. The people were great. But the most beneficial thing was that I got to connect with people that were outside of my sphere, of competition, where these are people I would not have met, or if we went to the same shooting show like NRA or SHOT Show, we still wouldn't be in the same groups probably because of our different jobs, and yet we were there. And so I've been able to connect and network with people and build friendships. So like Carrie Sloan was out here yesterday. She came over this weekend into Kansas City. She's from Washington State, and we're doing a project together. She's going to come back out in September, and she's going to do her We the Female presentation, and I'm going to do a firearms portion. We're getting my range together. We're getting the local PD together. We're getting the local safe home here, and this is so cool just because we went to that event. That's the only reason. This would not be happening if we hadn't both been to that event. So I'm really grateful to Katie for organizing it. I'll be there next year. Oh, the pit pig.
Oh, that was so good.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that was so good.
They did a pig roast.
Pig roast.
It was delicious, except for the fact that the gun channels dude, he was like, "Can I get the ears?" And then he ate them in front of me, and I just
what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the same thing. Gun channels guy. I was in Washington D.C. and he was there, so we went and hang out on the Capitol lawn and all that. There's another person I wouldn't know if not for that event.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, but do you know him? You called him Gun Channels guy.
Well, because we're not allowed to say his actual name.
Okay. That makes more sense.
I'll say his name.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't care. His name is Horatio.
Ricky Bob.
Ricky Bobby.
Hey, Corinne, did you go to the DC Project thing that was
I was there.
Tell us about it.
So this is our 4th year, I think. I've been there since the beginning. It's 50 women, one from every state. Every year we go to Washington, D.C., and we meet with our legislators, and we're not there to lobby. We're not there to push any agenda other than to sit down and say, hey, this is my name is, this is my story. This is my participation in the Second Amendment, why it's important to me. I just want to meet you, establish relationships, and offer ourselves as a network to you, legislator, because through me, your constituent, I am connected to hundreds and thousands of women around the country who are gun range owners, who are, brand ambassadors, competitive shooters, survivors of horrible situations with these stories that need to be told and shared. And with one person, one click, you have the whole world at your fingertips of women firearms owners. If you want a poll taken, how are women firearms owners thinking about this issue, blah, 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 one click right here. I'm for you. I'm with you. So that's been a really great deal. We're going to be doing a lot more on the local level, which is arguably more important or impactful for long-term change. But it's a really neat event, and I'm honored to be a part of it. It's a long week and it's a big deal. I'm always glad to be home, but I'm always glad that I went.
Yeah. So I'm going to say some names of some women in the industry, and if you could just give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down, that would be fantastic.
What the heck?
Just kidding. Carrie Sloan, thumbs down, right?
Yes.
Thumbs down.
No, okay. They're all going to get. First of all, everybody's getting a thumbs up, or nobody's getting a thumbs up. I'm going to go play this game.
Wait.
Jen Jakes, thumbs down, right?
I don't know who that is. Jen Jakes. I don't know. Who
You
that
said
is.
thumbs down, and she said yes.
See?
I don't know who that is.
I'm just kidding.
What are you trying to do to me?
No, we just had Diana Muller on the show not too long ago, and we talked to her as well. But yeah, you were with a lot of our friends, and it just seems like a good thing. It seems valuable, like to get people there that don't look like us, old fat white guys. And
well, in Sean's case,
I know.
Yes.
And you know what? So we have an in, because what you just said, honestly. Okay, I sit down and I'm like, hey, I'm not what they expect visually. I'm smiling, I'm happy, blah, blah, blah. And then I also have an in with talking about guns and the Second Amendment through competition shooting. Because when I sit down, I don't go, I'm a Second Amendment supporter. I go, hey, my name's Corinne. Hey, look what I can do. And then I pull up a video of me running around shooting and having a great time wearing a jersey. See that jersey? It's like NASCAR. My sport's like the NASCAR of shooting. It's the coolest thing ever. Oh, and my gun that I shoot, it's in movies. Like, it's really famous. And so you're getting into the fun part of it, and people are forgetting that they're talking about guns and agreeing with you about stuff.
Yeah, totally. It looked awesome. So many of our friends there, Mary and Melissa, just so many that they're awesome.
I love those chicks.
Amy, yeah.
Oh my gosh, Mary's hilarious. Amy Dillon.
Yep, all of them, just so many out there. And I think it's a fantastic thing. It seems to me like it was a real huge success, and I was proud of everyone that went.
We grow every year. Yep, every year.
Very, very, very cool.
I do too, but it's usually my waistline.
Yeah, it's so bad. So bad. What are you, 46 now, Aaron, like me?
Same. My waist is the same as my age. 45. Yeah.
That's terrible.
So
mine too, 34.
Shut up, Savage. So, Corinne, what's coming up for you?
Well, let me pull up my calendar real quick because I can't think without my calendar. Here we go. So I'm going to the Minnesota sectional this weekend.
I'm going to a Minnesota sectional too.
Sectional.
Say Minnesota. Not sexual.
Jeez, Aaron.
So weird. I'm dude.
Bisectional.
I've been shooting too much. It's hard to hear. It's like I don't know what's going on.
Great excuse. The sun was in your eye. Okay, so you're going to Minnesota.
Yeah, I need to remember that my wedding anniversary is the day after that. Then I've got Area 3 in Nebraska, tactical games in South Carolina, AK course in Sparta, Illinois. Then I've got Generation 3 gun in Missouri. Gonna go back to Quantico to tour I went to the FBI Academy, the Firearms Academy, well, the whole academy, but the Firearms Academy specifically while I was in DC, and that's cool. I'm gonna go back to do some cool projects with them.
Very nice.
And then North Carolina tactical games, and then Carrie's coming out for We the Female Awesomeness. I've got an AK match after that. I want to go back to Perugia. We got the Red October.
When are you going to storm? When are you storming Area 51?
I've already done that and been back. You just didn't hear about it because I'm low profile.
She went with
Nice.
Keanu Reeves.
Serious.
I mean,
ops
that
back
would be
here.
high
I'm sorry.
profile because he would just kill everybody.
Well, that's Area 51 is abandoned, so September 20th is going to be real lame. But anyway, forget storming Area 51, everybody. Join Space Force. That's what we need you to do.
That is awesome.
So
I'm excited for that.
It sounds like you're super busy and totally really appreciate you being on here. Where can people keep up with you and just find out kind of all the cool stuff that you're doing?
Well, I am on YouTube. I don't have a huge channel, but it's Corinne Mosier on YouTube. Facebook is Corinne Mosier. Instagram is where I do most of my magic, and it's CorinneMosier.ShieldMaiden. And my website is still down, so whatever.
Wait a minute. The last time I talked to you, it was down as well.
Yeah, it's because I don't care about the website.
That's perfect. All right, Corinne, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. Keep up the great work.
One last question.
Wait.
Before you go,
Nick has a question.
What does Keanu Reeves smell like?
Vanilla.
Oh,
Is it? I actually want to know the truth. Does he smell like vanilla? Because I will rub myself in ice cream right now.
Except he's just going to put it back in the freezer.
Yes. It smells like gunpowder and vanilla.
Wow.
okay. I'll
That's
stop
hot.
and get some
I'm
air
turned on
freshener on the way
right now.
home.
Oh, that's
Right.
fantastic. Corinne, thank you so much for joining
Thank
us.
you guys. Thanks, John. Thanks, guys. Good night.
We'll see you
Have
at
a
the
good
next
one.
event. All
I
right.
totally want to smell Keanu's hair now.
Dude, if it smells like vanilla, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I'm literally going to just start rolling in vanilla beans. Check her out, Corinne Mosier. Just
How do you spell Corinne, by the way?
why? Are you going to Google her?
For those who don't know,
Yeah, I actually
It's
don't.
It's Corinne, and then Mosier is Mosher. I know none of that makes sense. Just trust me. That's how you say it.
right. So, I mean, for people who want to check her out on Instagram, YouTube, and all that stuff,
Yeah.
you should know how to spell it.
Not definitely not because Aaron is on Google.
Yeah, not because Aaron's doing background checks right now.
Her husband's a cop. She's okay.
Yeah.
Now, for our defensive gun use of the week, sponsored by Second Call Defense, offering you complete protection for armed self-defense.
All right, so Second Call Defense. Aaron, what is it?
It's self-defense insurance. So if you have to use your firearm in self-defense, they're there to help pay for your law needs. Wow, I don't speak well.
Did you just have a stroke?
I was trying to find her name on Instagram. Sorry.
I knew it. It's Corinne. It's Corinne Mosier, Shield Maiden, actually. Savage.
Okay, fine. I'll just move away from this one. What?
That's probably best.
No, it's self-defense insurance for when you need it. If you have to use your gun in self-defense, they're there with legal help. They're there with firearm restoration or they'll get you your firearm back, or if they can't, they'll get you one comparable. Henry, don't go in there.
Wow.
Go in the cat room.
Savage.
Cat poop.
What do you think is the most important thing this Second Call Defense does?
Well, it covers the costs up front. Jesus, that's easily the most important.
Yeah, no, I actually totally agree. Nick, if someone actually uses a gun for self-defense shooting, what's the first thing that happens?
They call 911.
Oh, now what do they do? What happens to them? What's the first thing that happens to them?
I don't know. The cops come and take their gun and
Maybe
them in handcuffs
maybe,
and-
and that's the thing is,
They throw down the drop gun.
well, they say, "I'm a sovereign citizen. Am I being detained?"
yeah.
Right. So that gun that they keep in their back pocket without a serial number on it, they put it in the hands of the person they shot.
No. So you guys destroyed my perfect segue. Nick, even as much as we do all this stuff, like he doesn't know specifically what happens after you use your firearm in self-defense. And that's what Second Call Defense provides for you, is they know what happens. They know how to defend you against it. And they cover criminal and civil trials, damages, and everything else that the guys said. So don't wait till it's too late. Go check them out. Second Call Defense. Get them today. Get a free T-shirt and a free month just by signing up.
You're just trying to make me look bad.
No. I'm trying to make Aaron look
That was
bad.
messed up, John.
Shooting has been
Sean, that was so
sponsored
mad.
by Second Call Defense, the most comprehensive protection for armed self-defense in America. Visit WeLikeShooting.com/SCD to find out how to get your first month free.
Nick,
Can we back up just a couple seconds?
Yes.
Aaron,
Nick.
yelled at Henry, and then he said that Henry was going into the cat room. So do you have an entire room in your house devoted to your cats?
I have an exterior part of my house devoted to the cats, and I have you just went in there again, and I have a room devoted to the cats where the cat boxes are. I'm not going to go in there, and the cat food's in there.
Wait, it's not like a laundry room or something. Like it's just the cats go in there.
Henry wants Tootsie Rolls. Who are you to take that away from him?
Okay, but this is
try to lick me.
Apparently, Aaron is living more bougie than we thought because he can afford to have entire rooms just for fucking pets.
Yeah.
Well, all right. To be fair. I mean, there's like there's a window in there too. I mean, it's not just, but yeah, it's the cat room. No one goes in there. It's like go feed the cats in the cat room. Yeah, there's nothing else in there that I would require me to go in we have our own laundry upstairs.
Savage lives in a cat room.
Savage lives in a cat box. There's a difference.
That's true.
But I did want to tell Nick, I wanted to apologize to you from Sean because he really set you up for failure.
Yeah, he really did.
Dude, no.
You were just trying to make.
No, he didn't know, but it was perfect because no one knows except me and Second Call Defense.
Yeah, you're just trying to make me.
See, the worst thing in the world are people with those rhetorical questions like, "Do you know why?" And you think you do, so you answer, and they're like, "No, that's not why. This is why." And I hate that. I hate those. I'm like, just tell me, man.
You're just showing off in front of Savage. Stupid. All right, so guys, let's talk. Let's talk real quick about Patriot Patch Company. This is our giveaway segment. Patriot Patch Company, patriotpatch.co. They make awesome patches and all kinds of other swag. And Patch of the Month Club is pretty awesome. So go to patriotpatch.co. Use coupon code WLS. Gets 10% off of your orders when you go there. They also sponsor our giveaway segment. You can enter to win all of our giveaways at welikeshooting.com/giveaway. We got 5 going on right now. Patriot Patch Company, Mega Monthly Giveaway. Kanaw's Tactical Group gives away a class. Black Rhino Concealment, $100 gift card every month. Stugnut Customs, $50 gift card. All kinds of We Like Shooting stickers and all kinds of other stuff there as well. Blue Alpha Gear gives out an entire belt system. I am wearing a Blue Alpha Gear belt right now. It's become my everyday belt. And I got the double belt rig.
You said calm.
Wow, Aaron.
Yeah. Sorry, was that too real?
No. So you can go to welikeshooting.com/giveaway to enter all those. But if you're a Patreon, you get extra entries, and you can go to lovewls.com to become a Patreon. And we highly recommend it. It is fun. It is all the things that are good in the universe. I promise you will love it. We have this other show that's called Double Tap. Aaron, what did we talk about last week?
Worst superhero powers.
Does anyone actually remember?
And that's all I can remember about last week.
Yeah, does anyone remember what the powers were? I think we all decided that basically it was like if you had one of the powers of the major superheroes but not their other powers, it would suck. So if you had Wolverine's claws but not his healing ability, you would just basically die of infection. Or Deadpool.
Right, or if you could fly, but then you can't really land because you don't have super strength because it's basically jumping.
You just basically crash into the earth and Christopher
you can fly
Reeves,
once.
You Christopher Reeves yourself, but not in the movies.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry. That was too far. So, guys, this week we will be when this show comes out, it will be Thursday. We will almost be actually so Friday and Saturday are TriggerCon in Bellevue, Washington. It's going to be a freaking blast. We're going to be there. So when you hear this show on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we'll be in Bellevue, Washington at TriggerCon. It's going to be awesome. But what that means is that we're not recording an episode of Double Tap this week. So I know that you're all going to be super, super mad. But we will get back to it next Wednesday. We will be back. Same bat time, same bat channel. Oh, I was like, what are you doing? And why? Nick, why?
I don't know. The screen's so fuzzy. All it looks like it's pixels moving around.
Oh, you all look pretty good to us.
Because you had all turned out.
No, they don't look good to us. They look
you could
terrible.
turn yours up one thing, Aaron.
Why? Because you want me to go from yellow to red?
No. Go ahead. Go ahead. Try it.
I'm going there.
All right. Let's talk about some gear chat.
Bum, bum.
Now it's time for gear chat, where we talk about the stuff that we have, the stuff that we need, and the stuff that we want, brought to you by Faxon Firearms. Hey, Nick, we're going to hang out with Kurt and Pat from Faxon.
I'm pretty excited.
Tomorrow and Wednesday.
Tomorrow
and Wednesday.
Not Thursday or Friday.
Well, we're going to as well, but we actually have specific plans with them Tuesday and Wednesday.
Nice.
Sweet. So I get to see him Wednesday.
Wait, what are the plans?
Our plans are before you get in.
What are the plans?
We're going to party. We're going to rage.
Nice.
We're going to tie one on.
See, when we travel, I have no idea what's going on. I usually have like a very vague outline, and then I'm just sort of told where to go when.
I know. I asked Sean about the itinerary today, and he's like, "Well, you'll find out."
Dude,
for all we know, it's a big rape dungeon he's taking us to.
Yeah, all this SSB, you're welcome.
Well, mine's not a SSB, let me tell you.
Wait a minute. Should I be wearing that hat right now? Wait a minute.
Hat.
Should I take that hat to TriggerCon? Because
Yes.
I put in the thing that if you even mention the SSB, you don't get any free swag.
You should bring it.
Okay, I will.
What hat?
It's a SSB hat.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that's the thing that happened. Anyway, this is brought to you by Faxon Firearms. We've got the new pistols, the FX-19, the Patriot, and the Hellfire. They are freaking awesome. I actually shot one in a Defensive Pistol 1 class at Knaus Tactical Group. It did fantastic. That was the Patriot. And love them all. They're freaking amazing. So go check them out, faxonfirearms.com. Use coupon code WLS10, gets you 10% off all barrels, accessories, everything else. And WLS3 gets you 3% off any of the full guns that they have, whether that's the lightweight AR-15, the Patriot, or the Hellfire FX-19, or anything else there. And guys, real quick, before we do anything else, let me just talk about my products, just because it's fun.
Oh, it's all about Sean.
So, dude.
Well, yeah, it's the
Triggers.
Sean and Friends show.
Wow. You know what? My product. Aaron, what's your product?
I want to know about your product, Sean, because it's all about
we're
Sean.
also interested. So Sean's product is this plastic baggie that says "We like shooting," and then it has a little wooden in it. I swear to God, there's a little wooden in here. Let me get this out.
No, there's not.
Yes, it is from Tactical Pontoon. It is a custom Glock trigger, and I can't totally read that, but do you guys see this?
Wait,
there is a tiny wooden in there.
Itself?
No, it's
Is
just
that the trigger? Well,
it's just a
okay,
tiny
that's
wooden.
Very interesting. Can you imagine if that was the trigger?
If that was the trigger shoe, right? You put your finger up against the
Can't see it.
next to the head, and you pulled on the shaft to make it go
Give
bang.
me my trigger. I'm going first.
What does your say?
It says Exhale Weapon Works. So,
Okay.
So Exhale Weapon Works did the frame on the WLS Polymer 80 that we got in.
And it's beautiful.
And he sent me a Steel City Arsenal trigger.
The frame, not the.
Yes.
But he actually did do a very good job on the as well.
No, so there's a different company.
Oh.
So he then set me up with Tactical Pontoon, and this is actually their trigger that is the EM V3 Phalanx trigger. So I talked to the guy from Tactical Pontoon, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I'd love to get you one," and talked about kind of all the good stuff. So I'm going to put this in the Glock 34 that I just built.
Can I see?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So flat face aluminum trigger shoe, polished and enhanced trigger bar, adjustable over travel stop trigger block housing. So it's got the screw in there, high performance connector, enhanced duty trigger spring, and he is pretty excited about it.
And he did an excellent job polishing. It looks
dude,
great.
It's gorgeous. These run about $175 at tacticalpontoon.com. They're really excited. XL Weapon Works said that it was freaking amazing. And so I'm going to throw it in, and we're going to see kind of where it goes and how it goes. But so there's some good triggers out there. Apex has kind of been the be-all, end-all for quite a while. And now...
Did you say they were the apex of triggers?
They were at the apex of triggers, without question.
Tactical Pontoon makes me think of like a pontoon boat that's painted flat black and has rails all over it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I understand.
Left. Right.
So,
up, down.
okay, look.
BA start.
We're not criticizing people's branding. We're talking about the trigger. And, dude, it's pretty, man. And I think it's actually the trigger shoe is made by Steel City Arsenal because it looks pretty familiar to me. But, yeah. So triggers are all over the place. Like I've got Polymer 80 triggers. I've got the Apex triggers.
So many triggers.
So many triggers.
Triggered.
Yeah, there's so many triggers on this show, actually.
Maybe we should play a trigger warning.
Let's see. Do we have a trigger warning?
I don't know.
Oh, I do have a trigger warning. Hold on. Let me find it. Here it is.
It's a sick burn.
I'm worried about what this might be. Oh. No, God. That's not a trigger warning. That's just a full-on trigger.
It's a trigger warning, and now I can't even stop it because everything has disappeared off of our desktop. Okay. Oh boy, Aaron, what's your product?
And you still have the Zune software. That's awesome.
I was looking how to mute you.
I hope you can't actually, because that would be terrible. Aaron, what's your product?
My product this evening is a suggestion from you guys. Right now, I'm running a CAA sniper stock on my MDT or my what is it? Yeah, M whatever stock chassis.
MDT chassis.
6.5 Creedmoor. Yeah, thank you. So that's what I wanted to say, but I wasn't sure, so I just stopped saying it.
Yeah, okay.
Because that's how I work. Like if I don't know something, I'll just be like, you know what I'm talking about, Because I don't have the confidence to actually come out and say it. So I'll be like, is it MDT? And then, if it's not, then you guys will like ridicule me. But I guess if I just stop at M something, you guys ridicule me as well.
Yeah, so it's the MDT chassis.
And it has the CAA sniper stock, which is completely adjustable, spring-loaded everything, monopod in the back. So what I'm looking for is something comparable but extremely lighter in weight. Because that CAA stock, butt stock is like
it's so
20
tactical.
pounds.
So
I'm looking for
tactical.
something a little bit lighter.
You know what? I actually might know the thing. Give me just a second here to find it.
I also have an idea.
Yeah, I don't know if it's lighter or not, but
Mine's lighter.
well, then you go, and I'm going to try and find this.
Well, I'm trying to find mine too because I can't remember what the it's called.
It's a Luth AR.
Yeah,
It is.
Go with
It's
an
the-
A2.
It's the Luth AR Skeleton, Skeleton fixed stock. So, the Luth AR stocks, they have all kinds of adjustability and things like that. But the good thing about the Skeleton is that it basically, you take everything off and it's just basically this shell. That's what I've got on my 6.5 Creed. And I like it. It's, God, all these ads on the stupid website. Primary arms, stop it.
Does it have the monopod in the back?
No, it doesn't have because you use a bag.
Okay.
Use a sandbag. Like it,
Did Savage, did you say an A2 butt
Yes.
stock?
Yeah.
You showed that right up your ass.
that's a pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good stock.
Good option, dude.
Or an A1 if you
No, it's like completely
if you want a shorter stock.
What's that?
Well,
Or an A1
yeah.
if you want a shorter
I
length of
don't.
pole. No, the A2 stock's good. Honestly, you're probably not going to
Thank
find
you, Nick.
anything. You're not going to find anything that has like the monopod and all that that's lightweight.
I just don't think you want that necessarily.
So the Odinworks Zulu adjustable stock. This is a style that's been around for a long time, but Brownells has these in their new section. They're $141. And basically what it is a buffer tube that has like a foam pad on it for your cheek, right? And then it's got a mount, and then the actual butt pad mounts on there, so you can adjust the length of pull, the position of the butt pad in relation to the actual buffer tube, and then the cant of the butt pad. So you've got a lot of adjustment there. These used to be more common, it seems like, and now they're kind of coming back around. You'd see these on a lot of like tube guns and stuff. I'm not sure what the weight is on these though. It might not be that much lighter than what you've already got. I'm not sure. But these are highly adjustable, super comfortable, and I personally like this style of stock for what you're looking for.
yeah,
Awesome.
For me,
Thank you, guys.
the Skeleton has
Savage, you.
the Skeleton has no adjustments whatsoever. It's a rifle length buffer tube. You literally throw that on and then you just it up. And $49.99.
I do have the I do. That's actually a good price. I have the Matador thing. Was that Sidewinder?
The folding stock adapter.
Is it? Yeah, which helps out a lot too for carrying purpose because it's a fucking long ass gun, man, and a lot of bags won't fit it. But my new Hackett bag will fit it.
The rifle
got that the other
burrito.
day.
Yeah, I talked about
That's
that last
pretty
week. Last
The
Monday.
rifle
in fact.
burrito.
That's cool how
I
you
know.
guys both have rifle
Yeah, you
burritos.
son of a
Dude, I knew the second I
Yeah.
got it in, I was like, I
It
got to
is
talk
cool.
about this tonight. Otherwise, Aaron's going to beat me to the punch and Aaron.
I know. I almost talked about it tonight, but I was like, I really do need a new butt stock. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, okay, so the butt stock I have has an adjustable cheek weld, adjustable shoulder position on the butt stock, a monopod. Jesus, it has so many adjustments on there. But it's because of that, it's heavy. It's heavy as all hell, man. And, it's a pain in the ass when you're hiking through the woods with it on your back or whatever to be carrying around such so much weight. So, and even when you're in a blind or something, it's a lot of weight just to hold up. So I appreciate those suggestions, guys.
Aaron, 50 pounds overweight, is worried about 2 pounds of stock.
Yeah, because pounds equal or ounces equal pounds, pounds equal pain. And trust me, I live in a world of pain.
Oh, that's awesome. Nick, what was your product tonight?
You should talk to Savage because I'm helping a Patreon.
Okay, but we're recording the show live right now.
Yeah, I'm helping a Patreon.
I told Savage he couldn't talk about that.
Okay, well then, Jeremy.
But come on.
Oh my God, this is like living in a prison on planet.
Yeah.
So similar to Aaron, instead of talking about a particular product, I'm just going to ask you guys a question.
Okay.
So, rifle bags, right, or cases. It's one of those things that I don't ever think about until I actually have to take stuff to the range.
Yeah.
Especially like with the situation with Sean, because he gets all irritated if I walk out the front door holding a rifle. And I'm like, I don't know what the big deal is.
Okay, in my defense, Nick steps out on the front porch and does like a diving somersault with a AK in my front yard.
Yeah, and?
Well,
did he just fall over? Because I don't see him doing a diving somersault.
Okay.
That's actually an exaggeration.
It was.
I think I just walked to the car with an AR.
Yeah. OPSEC, bro. OPSEC.
It's appropriate for Sean's neighborhood, though. I've been there.
It's not that bad, except for the one neighbor. But also, like, I forget that I'm not out in the country anymore, where nobody gives a and there's nobody that can see me, so I can do whatever I want.
It was mainly when you stood on the roof with an AK and screamed Wolverines for 2 hours.
Yeah. Well, the mushrooms.
What's wrong with that?
The mushrooms were really good that week.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's your guys' favorite rifle bag or case? What do you guys grab when you're taking stuff out?
So for me, I have a Voodoo Tactical 46-inch that I use pretty often.
Oh, it's not the rifle burrito?
So the rifle burrito I haven't used yet, but I think it's going to actually be one of my favorites for sure. And then I actually have, a Voodoo Tactical and a Drago bag that I like. I think I like the Voodoo Tactical better, but the Drago gear is actually pretty nice as well. The problem is they're both reasonably pricey. I think the Voodoo maybe cost me $80, but the Drago was like $150 or something silly like that. And then I've got just a couple hard cases that I bought off of Amazon. And the hard case is actually what I always travel with rifles to classes and everything else. And I think that was about $60. I don't even remember what brand it was. It was just a Amazon case. But I prefer soft
that
cases.
Was a Plano case.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you have the same one actually. Yeah.
Yeah, and the problem with those is you always pinch your hands on the.
God, it's such a horrible design.
That goes right by the handle.
Yeah, such a horrible design. Like, to whoever invented that, have you ever considered going and f***ing yourself?
Yeah, because that one is a.
It is. Jeremy,
no, oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Aaron.
I was gonna interject mine. I bought a soft case from Jeremy. It's a double rifle case. I don't remember the brand.
Condor.
But I got it. Okay, so the Condor one is what I would predominantly use. I like the soft case. But now that I have the Hackett, I'm kind of liking that one a little bit better, just for the overall length and the fact that you can open it up and it's a shooting mat, which is a pretty big deal. The Condor one I have is just you open it up and it's got two rifles in there. It's also got tons. The Condor has a ton of space for magazines and everything you'd think you would need out at the range. So it's got pockets that come off, molly everywhere. But the Hackett seems like lightweight, slimline, and just easy to carry. I bet you really wish you had one, Nick.
Maybe we'll see. I'll have to look into it.
Yeah, Savage.
Now I do have hard cases too, which if I have other hard cases too. If I were to, it's just delay. There's definitely we're out of sync.
You're out of sync.
Yeah, I mean, I have hard.
No, you're out of sync.
I have hard cases as well.
Podcast is out of sync.
I ordered. Yes, Brad. So I have hard cases too, but they are. I only use them when I travel.
Hey, Aaron, I've had so much tequila. I don't even care that this is a show.
You should drink more tequila.
Wave of the future. Wave of the future. Wave of the future. Wave of the future.
The case that I use the most is actually a Cabela's case that a customer left at the shop. And then, like, 2 years later, it was still there, and nobody ever came and claimed it. So I was like, I guess this is mine now. What is it? ATAX? It's not ATAX. It's that horrible Army camo that they had before the multicam.
Oh, the digital multicam.
Yeah, it's not multicam.
Or
It's
digital.
It's
Air Force camo.
no,
it's the Army's. It's the Army
yeah, that
camo
one.
that bought with Grandma's couch.
Yeah, that stuff was horrible, and it's got like Molly on it. No, it's not the ATAX. I can't remember what it's. Anyway, it's an okay case. It's kind of, but Jeremy, what do you use?
Jeremy, what do you use?
Jeremy, what do you use?
I have. Jesus Christ. ACU camo, that's what it's called.
ACU, that's right, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I was trying to think of that, and then you asked me a question. I was still on the camo thing.
More tequila, please.
I sell Condor, so I have a lot of Condor bags just because I get them dirt cheap. But I have hard cases. I have 2 Pelican cases. One's for my competition AR, and the AR and my pistol fit in there, and then my shotgun went in another case, and then I have another Pelican case that's carved out for my 300 Win Mag. But as far as soft case, I had a Drago bag, but the zipper broke. So as expensive as Drago bags are, my Condors have held up better.
Really? Interesting.
We can get Rothko.
Ooh, yeah, you gotta love that Rothko stuff.
We like shooting as Rothko dealers. Yeah, that's
we are.
That's what's up.
But as much as Condor gets ripped on for some of the that they make and sell, the bags are pretty nice.
Yeah, some of it's just fine.
And I like their shooting mats.
Dude, my tactical jackets, they're all Condor. The only thing I hate is that the pockets are right around your boob area.
I do like their coats.
Yeah. I don't even understand why that is. I'm like, what?
Protect your nipples.
Yeah, I guess
it might have something to do with, like, you don't want pocket down by your gun clanging into it or getting in the way from a draw or something. I have no idea.
I guess. Did you guys see that meme that was like starfish, their mouth is in the middle of their body, and that mermaids use starfish as their bras? Mind blown. God. Yeah.
That's how they stay on, right?
I guess.
Really, we went there. This is where we're going now.
All right, now I would like a couple of starfish.
Nipples.
Oh God, this is going to be another 171, isn't it?
Nick's just got starfish all over his.
Starfish nipples. There you go. That's the name of the show.
But I think I have like 12 rifle cases.
Damn.
Unlike a starfish, if you cut your nipples off, they will not grow back.
Oh.
Can we cut off the starfish's nipples?
They don't have nipples, but you can cut their arms off or whatever, and they grow back.
Tequila went in my nasal cavity. It was really.
Hold on. I'll put in one of those tube thingies.
Is there a medical procedure for that? Yeah.
There's one in here, right?
Yeah, there's an MPA and lube.
Where is it? Cool. And lube. Always got to have the lube.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh, and there's a CPR shield. Do you want to practice? All right.
Nah. Ken says lift for Sean tonight. I'm not even drunk. Savage.
We have a breathalyzer. It's all right.
Yes. All right. You have 17 seconds.
I don't carry any cases. I just go commando.
That's what's up.
What?
That's what I would do, but
communism has caused cases to not be available.
Savage wants to talk about a camera lens. So before we go ahead and allow that, in the welikeshooting.com/live chat and the YouTube chat at WLSlive.com, I would like you to weigh in on whether you want Savage to talk about a camera lens, and then I will make the call as soon as you guys weigh in. I think there's about a 10 to 15 second delay, so we will wait 1 second. Jeremy, how was your day, buddy?
Pretty good.
Shut up, Savage.
People, ordered a couple of guns for people, and sold some stuff. And at least it wasn't 1,000 degrees here.
No, it was actually pretty cool
It
here
was
today.
so nice out today, actually.
It was pretty close to 100 the last couple of days.
Yeah, that's
dude. I wanted to do a bunch of filming this week, or for the past couple of days, but I can't because it's just too hot in the studio.
Well, you know what you should have gone filming with?
All right. We've got
What's that?
we've got responses. Nate says no camera lens. Not Josh says I want Savage to talk about it. Mad Koala says yes he can. Frank C says I want to hear about Washington State and Reddit. Chris White says do it, let him talk. Savage, you've got the floor, my friend.
So lenses are expensive for the most part, and it's hard to find good ones that you can do cool with. Fortunately, there's a lot of retro lenses out there that went on old cameras like Minoltas, old standard Canons, and Leicas and whatnot. But the Russians, surprise, surprise, actually raided and took over a Zeiss factory at the end of World War II, and they started manufacturing these Zeiss knockoff lenses. This is a Helios 44M. There's also a 44-2, and these are 55 or 58 millimeter lenses on a micro four thirds camera. It punches out to be about 85 millimeters with a crop factor, but you can get a speed booster to reduce that back down to close to about 60 millimeters. And the quality you get out of these lenses is absolutely baller. Not only is it very sharp, wide open, but the bokeh you get in the background is very smooth, and it's actually swirly, so you get a really interesting effect on there. Sean has one, interestingly enough, and I think he's used it before, and he can attest that they are actually really cool to use. Like I was saying before, it can take dumb adapters that are just straight mechanical adapters, or it can take the speed booster, which actually gets you a little bit more light and takes back the that focal length. That's all I got.
I'm really sad that I don't have the option to mute people anymore.
I miss the days when I could walk from my domicile to my vehicle, rifle in hand, and stop halfway to pee.
I miss the days when
And
I
it was
wasn't
not a
on
problem.
this show.
I still pee outside. It's awesome.
It's great, isn't it? You look up at the stars or the clouds.
I'm pretty
whatever.
sure I piss outside more than a dog does.
Dude, I'm pretty sure you do.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure your dog never pees outside.
We spent July. Whoa.
What?
That's not where I was going, but God.
My dog, if you leave a door open.
No, go ahead.
If you leave a door open, the dog will go out inside and pee. But if the door is shut, the dog will not wait.
I mean, it's understandable.
I'm like, God, it's like a fucking child. Like, can't you hold it? I can't hold it, I swear. Like, then she'll come up and be like, I peed on the floor. And you're like, son of a...
Well, Nick.
What?
That was very rude to Jeremy.
I didn't pee on the floor.
Yeah. Anyway.
Sean.
What you gonna do now? We're talking about lifestyles. Aaron, what you gonna do now? Talk about lifestyles. Brought to you by Brown Hills.
Aaron Krieger, what's your lifestyle?
Yes. Oh. Heterosexual.
What?
You see I posted pictures of my cat room in Slack?
No.
Yeah, I'm looking at him right now. What?
Why is there on the floor?
Why do you have a cat
See?
room?
They have their own room.
How many cats do you have?
On the floor. I have 2 cats.
That room sucks. And do
But I
cats
have 4
actually?
cat boxes.
I mean, there's
Jesus.
a cat in the photo in the room.
Why are there 7 mops? Do cats mop?
No, I have a big house, and I have 1 mops for the downstairs, 1 mops for upstairs,
Okay.
1 mops of one of those vacuum Swiffers.
If Nick's going to call Jeremy out for the dog pissing
What?
on the floor, then I'm going to call you out that your floor hasn't been mopped ever, in my opinion.
Dude, you're looking at the cat room. Of course I don't mop in there. I vacuum in there because the cat litter, when the cats walk around, they get cat litter on their paws and they walk around. That's why they have carpets in there, so they can wipe their feet.
Do they wipe their feet?
See? There's a carpet in there. He's wiping his feet right now. You see him?
Brownells.com is the place you go to get all kinds of great
He's looking
stuff.
back at me like, why are you judging me?
Does Brown Ellis
You know
have
what my
cat
favorite thing
boxes
is?
or rugs?
My favorite thing is when we just all over the ad read.
You're not supposed to say
Start
that
the ad
word.
read in mid-conversation. You're like, let's ad while we're talking about cat.
My favorite part is when Sean
Not good, man.
interrupts us for the ad read.
What you gonna do now? Talk about lifestyles. Brought to you by Brownhill.
Brownells.com, the place you can go. All kinds of cool stuff there. We get a ton of stuff there. Nick, our Brownells shipment didn't come in yet.
No, but we did get a surprise shipment.
We got the surprise shipment of CMC trigger stuff, like a bolt carrier group, a Glock trigger, AR trigger.
What was
A gas
there was
block.
another- gas block. That's right.
A flag,
and also a
stickers,
flag.
patches. Our good friend Roy over at Brownells hit me up and he's like, "Hey, do you want any of this stuff? I got some stuff to send out." And I was like, "Sure, whatever." And he sent a ton of stuff. So they sell all that and they sell a ton more. We get a lot of our parts, our gunsmithing tools, just anything that we need. Like every single time that I put together a polymer 80, I forget to get a recoil spring and guide rod. Every single time. And what do? I go use the Edge program at Brownells.com. I order one for $7.99, and then they ship it 2-day shipping for free because I'm a member of the Edge program. It is pretty badass.
And they have like not just gun stuff and tools and stuff, but like they have the Vertex pants that I think most of us like. They have phone cases. They have all kinds of random stuff that you wouldn't really expect.
Yeah, I totally agree. So Brownells.com. Aaron, have you seen any deals lately that you couldn't live without?
The whole place is a place I can't live without. Everything they have there is just amazing.
Well, you can get the Luth
That was
AR.
me not trying to be all.
You can get the Luth AR stock that I talked about earlier, Brownells. You can get the CAA stuff that we talked about, the MDT chassis, all that stuff, Brownells.com. Aaron, what is your lifestyle?
I posted a couple pictures of the outside structure area,
What is his lifestyle?
and one is actually the cat using it. Heterosexual, cat style.
Stop. Do you have something to talk about, or should I just move on?
Yeah, dude, we're going to TriggerCon.
What?
I want to talk about TriggerCon. I've never been, so I'm pretty pumped about it.
right.
Super excited about TriggerCon. I know. Yeah, I'm familiar with Comic-Con, so I'm going to be wearing a big trigger costume. I got one of those banana costumes and painted it black, so I look like a trigger. That's what we're supposed to do at these right?
309 episodes. First time you've ever been funny.
Wow. And you said I was rude for saying what I said about Jeremy.
And it took like,
What?
okay, there's a huge delay between our conversations
Dude, it's like
right now.
47 seconds, I think. Anyway, the banana thing, that was
Yes,
good.
seriously, this is. All right, cool. That's my joke.
Go audio only or something.
This reminds me of an episode. This reminds me of an episode of Saturday Night Live where a guy lived 5 minutes in the past and the other guy lived 5 minutes in the future.
Dude.
And they could see what was going to happen. It was pretty. Yeah, I'm working on it, Sean.
No, dude, when you start talking,
There.
just keep going because
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'll stop. All right, you know
All
what?
right, Mike, I'm going to say now, and I want you to say now right back to me.
Okay, I'm ready.
You just told me to off. All right, ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, now.
Now.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Now.
Wait.
Let's try it one more time. 1, 2, 3. Wait, what?
No, go.
Don't say wait when I'm in the middle of counting.
Let's talk about TriggerCon.
2,
So TriggerCon is outside of Seattle.
Now. See, that doesn't seem that bad. Why are you guys so terrible?
Dude, that was at least like 20 seconds.
So what's the name of the town that TriggerCon is in?
Aaron, refresh. Okay, he's gone. That guy.
Yeah.
All right. So TriggerCon is going to be in Bellevue, Washington, and it is actually this coming Friday and Saturday. We'll be there from Tuesday morning all the way through late Saturday night. I think we're going to actually do a meet and greet with the Firearm Blog.
On Friday. Which night is that?
That is going to be Saturday night before we leave. So we're going to get up, and then we're
one
going
ear, out the other.
straight to. Wait, where's everybody else?
They left.
Okay. And then we're going to go straight to the airport from there. It's going to be a blast. And Nick and I actually get back Sunday morning at 4:44 a.m., which stuck with me because it's all fours. Yeah. So anyway, what TriggerCon is, I guess we don't know. It's our first time that we've ever gone.
Hopefully it's not like a nerd thing, you know?
Do you think it's just
I'm still wearing my costume.
Actually, that'd be pretty cool if it was a nerd thing.
I'm just going to be walking around the floor throwing beanbags at people screaming lightning bolt. Lightning bolt, magic missile. It's going to be awesome.
You're throwing things of baloney at people.
Oh my God!
Because I like baloney.
Yeah, no, I think it's just going to be like a kind of mini SHOT Show. It's open to the public from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Friday, and then 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturday. We hope to see you there. If we see you there, we will have free swag, patches, stickers, all kinds of stuff like that. However, there is one rule: if you mention the SSB, you get nothing, and Nick will punch you.
No, I'll give you a high five.
Okay, but you still get no patches or stickers.
No, but you might get, if you have enough money, some of that SSB.
It's not the apocalypse.
No, but you might get to stick your finger in Sean's hole.
Maybe, but just the finger. Oh, man. So this morning, yes.
Hold on a second.
No,
you don't.
No, you were taking
don't
a
be
drink.
like, no.
So this morning I come in, right, and I'm sitting in the office and I'm working and I'm kind of bored. So I turn on the TV and I'm like, what should I watch? And I haven't watched The League in a while. And I'm like, The League is funny. So I turn it on, and in the first episode, there's a scene where one of the characters has sex with his wife, and it's super awkward. And she tries to put her finger in his butt, or she does put her finger in his butt. And while this is going on, there's like moaning and stuff. While this is going on, some nice ladies that work down the hall come into the conference room that we share, and our vents all line up, so like we can clearly hear what's going on in the conference room. So I assume they can clearly hear what's going on in the office. So I'm like, oh my God, pause, stop, pause, and it's lagging. So I'll hit the pause button, and then by the time it pauses, I've already hit the pause button again because it didn't work. So it just immediately unpauses.
But what were they saying?
So it's like some moaning, and then it's like, no, don't do that. No, just the tip, just the tip. No, yeah. So it's super awkward, and it just gets like really quiet. The voices from the conference room go silent, you know, and I'm like, no, stop. But every time I hit pause, it lags, so I hit pause again, and then it just pauses and starts again.
So anyway, I come in and he's telling me this story, and I'm like, oh, cool. Rachel and Sarah think that I'm watching porn back here. That's great.
And then it occurred to me that none of them have any idea who I am. They all think it was Sean.
Yeah.
So I can do pretty much whatever I want.
So I put on the unicorn hood before I went to get my mail today. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate you.
Yeah, anytime.
Anyway, I put a password on the Chromecast, so.
But you still haven't put one on the Chromecast for your bedroom.
Anyway, TriggerCon is where we're going to be, Bellevue, Washington. That is the 20. I don't know what day it is. Fuck you, Nick. It's the 26th and the 27th of July, 2019. We're going to be there, Washington. We will be in you, and it is going to be a blast. This is actually the time on the show when we talk about news and everything that's going on in Washington and Reddit. Brought to you by Savage 1R.
So that's that, huh?
That's that. In our live chat, Funkmaster Fat, which is a great name, says, I think I know what happened to Jeremy's Poly 80 parts. I'm guessing Sean has the parts and is still trying to figure out how to put it together.
No, Alex is sending Jeremy his Polymer 80 slide from Polymer 80, and it's going to be awesome.
I like Funkmaster Fat's version better.
Yeah, but he also said, what if you give me swag and then I mention SSB afterwards? So I will not be actually handing out swag live. I will get your mailing address, and then I will mail it to you once I'm sure you're not being a piece of
Wow. That's some aggressive
language. That seems like so much work.
Yeah.
Yeah, why would we not? Like, in the past, we've just carried it around with us and handed it out.
Yeah, no.
Like well, first of all, in the past, we haven't carried it around. Carried it around.
No, I've carried it too.
You?
Carried it too.
You're cool.
So I will make sure that before we leave, I grab some patches and stickers, and I will bring them specifically for people who make SSB comments.
Well, the patches and stickers are going to be locked up.
In my office.
Okay, that's fair. Savage, take it away before this goes more downhill.
Our first story doesn't come from Washington or Reddit, and that's
Thank
two
God.
things. It actually comes to us from Florida, the Sunshine State, and there is a Democratic candidate who decided to do a real big virtue signal. So Elizabeth McCarthy is a 50-year-old woman there who got registered to become a Democratic candidate. And she made an interesting claim. So she claimed that she removed 77 bullets from 32 people after the Pulse nightclub shooting. The only problem is that she's not licensed to practice medicine in the state of Florida, and she is not employed at the hospital she claimed to be employed at. Her entire spiel behind this was that she said that night, because I'm gay, it struck me even harder because these were my people. And when you belong to a group of people and you have to lie to take advantage of belonging to that group to make your point, you everybody over in that group with your lie. It doesn't matter what group you belong to, you are just completely making it harder on that many more people who already have issues. And so I think this lady, Elizabeth McCarthy, is a total piece of shit. She did, apologize, but it doesn't make up for this kind of and, she's dropped out of the race, fortunately, and she's also getting sued by the state for a medical professional. I can't remember where exactly the fine is, but it's not small. Yeah, so she now faces roughly $3,095 in fines for misrepresenting herself as a doctor. So that's also a good thing.
I mean,
this should really be a lesson.
Wow, she totally David Hogged everybody.
Yeah, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
First off,
Stolen valor.
if you've watched the newest Jurassic Park where they take the bullet out of the velociraptor and immediately it recovers and everything's totally fine, that's probably where she got her science from, because seriously, removing the bullets, I actually have friends who've taken shrapnel and from steel targets and they left it in for years.
Yeah.
Until it actually caused a problem. So taking bullets out, if you ever hear somebody say that, you just immediately know they're fucking lying. They go in, they repair blood vessels, arteries, and venous structures and all those different things. And then if they need to, they will take that out. The fear of lead poisoning apparently isn't a huge thing. So if someone's like, oh yeah, I took out the bullets, they're a fucking liar. Maybe surgeons will do that in some cases, but yeah, that's by far not even the top priority when you're talking medical and trauma.
This is one of those things that just blows my mind, because people will find out, right? You're using this lie to try and get into a public position. People will know.
Yeah, remember when we presented ourselves as people who knew things about guns?
Yeah, that was a long time ago, though. People have forgotten by now.
I know stuff about guns.
Yeah, but the rest of us, Nick does too, but the rest of us, Savage knows a couple things, but the rest of us...
But yeah, this always blows my mind, and this is in my mind right up there as far as stupidity goes, with the people who are like, I was a Green Beret or whatever.
Well, at this point, it should be common knowledge that removing a bullet that is not in a situation in the body where it could cause further damage is better to be left alone. That is that not common knowledge?
Apparently not, because she's like, yeah, remove 77 bullets. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Every single
from one person.
Movie or something.
Yeah, she used magnets, and that was the crazy thing.
How do they work?
She put him in an MRI and just...
Dude, okay. That's actually genius.
No, it's not. It's like getting shot twice.
All out at once.
They don't even come out the same path. So it's
it only worked well. The guy used an AK, right? So he's probably shooting tool ammo.
No, it was MPX or MCX. Excuse me.
Yeah, SIG.
Was it was it? Okay.
Yeah.
So if he was shooting green tips, that might work.
Yeah.
All right, next story.
So, guess what, New Zealand? It's not over. So not long after, the government passed a ban on all semi-automatic assault rifles, as Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern seems to call them. She is right on top of that with another whole slew of gun laws to go forward. So what she wants to do is have a national gun and license holder registration. And we all know what happens after registration. She wants to ban visitors from buying guns and tighten the rules on obtaining and maintaining a firearm license. So instead of the standard 10 years that it would normally take, that time period is now shrunk to 5. There's this thing called a slippery slope, and I hope everybody's following along here with this. So the new reform will establish a new licensing scheme for the 260 shooting clubs and ranges that are in New Zealand, and it would expand police powers to confiscate weapons if an individual shows warning signs, as well as also require licensing to purchase ammunition. So it never stops. You have to draw the line in the sand. You have to say no more. A lot of the people in New Zealand who are gun owners are doing an awesome job buying arms, because it is becoming blatantly obvious that this is a power grab. This is not about safety. This is about control. And, we're watching this live as it goes downhill, and all these stuff, every single time they say nobody's coming for your guns, nobody's coming for your guns. This is the exact same path it takes when they say that. And then that's exactly what they do.
Yep. Without question. 100%. It reminds me of Cake and Compromise, that cartoon.
Yep, every time.
Yeah, that we've seen 1,000 times. And basically, they take cake until you have nothing left but crumbs, and then they ask, why won't you compromise? Why are you so mean? Don't you care about the children?
But your rights aren't a cake.
Yeah. Okay, well, mine are.
I don't know. All I know is that first they came for Savage, and I didn't say anything because I wasn't a communist.
What?
And then they came for me, and there was no Savages left to
That's right.
stand up.
Aw.
Yeah. Next story.
So Violence Policy Center is an anti-gun organization that is literally dedicated to passing as many gun control laws as they can. They put out all kinds of studies every year on gun control and how it's going to literally save the universe, except that the reports they put out that are their yearly violence reports don't exactly say what they want them to say. And if you actually track the trend, it's really f***ing over their own information. So Violence Policy Center, they put out, like I said, lots of studies that show that guns are bad every single time. However, if you look at this report here, you look at the year 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, you see an seriously increasing number of defensive gun uses per year. So it's broken down by both violent crime and property crime. 2016 saw 67,740 defensive uses per year. 2016 was 87,833. 2017 was 94,900, and 2018 saw over 100,366 defensive gun uses, covering both property and violent crime. So everybody who tells you that there are no such thing as defensive gun uses, that it's used rarely, even the most anti-gun organizations in the United States, their own data show that not only are there a number of, and this is the underestimated, this is only based on the National Crime and Victimization Survey, that tends to undersurvey by quite a lot because they're only counting police reports. So not only is it growing, but it's been growing for several years, and it will continue to grow because there are, in fact, hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of defensive gun uses per year. They can't hide this data anymore because they're the ones putting it out.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay, John?
No.
Nick's talking, so I took away his moderator status.
Oh, I didn't even notice it. It really, literally does not make a difference.
No, it doesn't. No, Savage, you're right. And with the new stuff where, who is it? The virus people, the
Violence Policy Center?
No, not the violence.
McAfee?
No, not John McAfee. The CDC.
Yes.
So they actually put into some legislation that the CDC can research gun violence again.
I like my version better.
And I think we historically have seen the CDC come back with, saying that a lot of these gun laws that are being put into place would not be effective against some of the mass killings that we've had here. So it's just more of that. This is very, very biased information, and we will continue to see that. The CDC, I'm very curious what they're actually going to do with the money that they were given.
Curious?
Right now, remember, the CDC has never been banned from studying guns in any form. There have been restrictions on their funding, and they've actually been allocated certain amounts of funding, and they've reallocated it to other fields of study. So again, they've never been banned. There have been restrictions on the funding based on previous actions, but they have come out with a number of studies since the Dickey Amendment. So anybody claiming that they can't study gun violence or gun statistics is actually wrong, because if you can go to Whiskers, WISQARS.com, and every single year they will have a list of people that are killed, injured in any kind of manner by guns.
That's one of my favorite websites because I'm sure it's all about cats. Whiskers.
Right?
No, that's Fiskars. No, that's Scissors.
That's a scissor website.
They also make shovels.
All right, next story.
Last one. So New York State is in a last-ditch effort to try and get NYSRPA versus New York City mooted. So recently the governor of New York signed a bill that would basically negate the current rules of New York City and make them fall in line with the state, which allows free travel with their firearms. There are a couple of different aspects of that legislation that don't fully fulfill the requirements of the NYSRPA case.
Yeah. Hold on one second. So for people who don't know what this specifically is, and in the state of New York, you basically can't travel. You can only travel to specific gun ranges and things that are on your concealed handgun permit. So if you have a concealed handgun permit, you have a gun, you can drive specifically to the firing range and then back home. You cannot stop at the gas station. You can't stop at 7-Eleven. You can't stop at McDonald's or anything else. You have to go from one place specifically to another place. This case is actually going to be heard by the Supreme Court. I believe, yes, supremecourt.gov. And what's going to happen there now is the state of New York is trying to change this thing, which would then supposedly render that invalid and render that point moot. But the problem here is, I don't think the Supreme Court's actually gonna not hear the case specifically because of that, because then they could just go back and change it again, and people would be screwed all over again. Savage, with that clarification, go ahead and take it away.
I mean, you pretty much covered what I was going to talk about. The whole point is that a lot of different states have done this thing where they've attempted to moot a case in order for the Supreme Court not to make a ruling on it, so they wouldn't set a precedent, and then they've gone ahead and reversed themselves afterwards. And fortunately, not only has the people bringing this case made that point and made it very well, but the Supreme Court has a number of justices on it that have also recognized this when they actually refused to listen to the state attorney general's previous request to moot before the governor passed the bill. So it's a good sign. There's still and I got to say, there's still a good possibility it can be mooted. However, there's a number of cases that are in the wings that could really knock that down. We're talking about Rogers versus Gruol, Gould versus Lipson, Pena versus Horan, and Mance versus Barr. There's a number of cases that we currently have on hold that even if this one gets mooted, those are that's in the magazine to get launched, and all of those are really good cases for us to take on.
Yeah, and for sure, if they have to do an amicus curiae brief, which is basically friend of the court, that's going to be devastating to New York's case. And they're trying to extend that so that they don't have to do that. It would be really bad.
Yeah, they're trying to extend their deadline for a response, but I'm really hoping that the Supreme Court doesn't give it to them.
Yeah, 100% agree, and I don't think they will, especially with the sitting court that we have right now. Let's go ahead and move in to our next segment, which is just the reviews and fun things like that. And this is brought to you by the Sonoran Desert Institute.
It's positively Derek, positively POZ Derek.
All right. Jeremy, take it away, buddy.
All right. Episode 171 by Matthew _1749. 5 stars. Just went back to see what to talk about. Episode 171 was about. I think we should see how the show goes with Jeremy in this condition. Whole show. Beep, beep, beep.
Truth. That would actually...
I mean, I've been drunk on the show. It's like number 60 or something. But...
Yup. Next review.
Why Listen to the Show by J. Smiller. J.S. Miller.
Yeah.
No, the M's not capital, so it's definitely J. Smiller.
J. Smiller. Thank you, J. Smiller.
5 stars, 3 words, best podcast ever.
Boom, take that, Joe Rogan.
That's 4 words.
Was that the... Okay.
But it's 5 stars, so we'll take it.
Also, it should have been a semicolon.
First of all, quit being pedantic.
It should have been 3 words, semicolon, best damn podcast ever, but it should have been 4 words, semicolon, best podcast ever.
You know, Nick's right. I can't.
Yeah, because that's 6 words.
Yeah. Agreed. Next story. Or next review.
Make This Show Great Again by KKK Aries.
Oh,
wow.
Jesus Christ.
What? Stop.
Or it's Kukakaris.
No. Just don't.
But it's definitely KKK.
Okay, stop it.
5 stars.
Can you not?
I love the show. It has everything. Gun smarts, Jeremy. White cake loving Sean. I won't even drink my coffee black, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Hard-working, heavy-lifting sidekick Nick. But
Oh, Jesus Christ. Come on.
but get rid of that Jew.
Wow. I mean, I was with him up until there.
No, I disagree.
Also, Sean gets like 8 creams in his coffee.
I get
no sugar.
Venti iced Americano with extra cream. That's it.
Yeah, I don't even know what that fucking means, but
yeah, we could use less of them running the media, and I also feel bad for Savage. This guy must be like an Ilan Omar fan. He has TDS, Trump derangement syndrome. She hates Jews. That's the joke.
Yeah, we get it.
Okay.
But then I heard he has a brown wife, and that explains everything. Send her
Wow.
back, Savage.
Oh my God.
This guy. Holy.
so yeah, I was totally with that one until we got to that part, and it's not really funny. It's just
You're with him with the whole hating of the Jew? Come on, man.
Yeah, that guy
there's no.
I hate you not because you're Jewish, Aaron. I just hate you.
Right. No, I was with it until we got to the Jewish part.
Wow.
And then it just kind of went downhill.
That's so awful. Anyway, let's start to wrap this thing up because, man, I don't want to talk about that anymore.
No.
Let's end it on a high note, Sean. Yeah, let's do that.
It was awful. There's a place you can go. It's lovewls.com. There's 4 things you can do there. You can become a rooftopper, share links to your favorite show. Every time someone clicks the link, you earn points. Points turn into swag, and it's awesome. Become a Patreon. Get access to the Patreon-only Facebook group, which is pretty fun. Let's see. You also get access to the podcast, the unbleeped and uncensored episode of the podcast every single week, and all kinds of cool stuff that comes along with that privilege. You can go to the store and buy this shirt, this hat, Nick's shirt, Nick's hoodie, Nick's hat.
Literally everything I'm wearing right now.
He's even got the We Like Shooting underwear on, which is pretty impressive. And that's
I should have worn my We Like Shooting shorts.
And then also links to our sponsors, their coupon codes, all their websites, and ways for you to save money every single day. Just a reminder, join a gun-related advocacy group such as the Second Amendment Foundation, the Gun Owners of America, the Firearms Policy Coalition, any of those doing some work. But most importantly, guys, get involved locally. Make sure you're working with the organizations that are in your state, in your city, in your locale. That's where we're going to make the hugest difference. A lot of these big other organizations, they're donating to some of these smaller state-level organizations. And when those lawsuits are filed, it's coming from those state-level organizations. So definitely give them your money. But more importantly, guys, give them your effort, your advocacy, and your time. We always give out the suicide prevention line. The number's 1-800-273-8255. That number's 1-800-273-TALK. Aaron, what number could they text if they didn't want to talk?
Well, they'd text 741-741, Sean.
That's exactly correct, guys. We're here live every week on Monday and Wednesday, except for when we're not, which will be this Wednesday. We'll be in Washington getting turned. But we're on demand every day. Go to welikeshooting.com/show to subscribe. And as we always say, thanks for listening. Get some medical training and shoot straight.
Shoot
Straight. That's what I meant.
Yeah, that.
All right.
And I mean,
title for the
all of
Have a brown wife.
music is really hot.
What?
The music is hot. Thank you. That's a little better. So yeah, all of the clothing that I'm wearing right now actually will be for sale on We Like Shooting. Even the underwear, the socks, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll sell it all.
You can also buy lockets of our hair.
That's right.
J-Boy said, "Oh damn, I just got
jar full of my fingernails.
Restart.
I've already donated all my hair.
Yeah, I have a jar of my fingernails. I don't really.
I
That's
also
gross.
have a jar of Nick's fingernails. It's weird.
That's even grosser.
It's so weird. I don't know what's going on.
What else? Are
Even
we
more
boxing
gross.
up here that comes off of our bodies.
I don't know.
I was gonna say
It's
our
not
emotions.
It's not just what comes off of our bodies; it's what comes out of our bodies. I've been trying to talk Sean into listing a 1 gallon milk jug of my bathwater. After that one chick did the little jars.
She gave everybody herpes. Imagine what you're going to give them.
I know. Well, nobody should drink it. But she did like the tiny jars for like $30. I'm thinking we could do like a 1 gallon milk jug for $1.
Nick's like, no one should drink it. Wink, wink. We'll see you next week, guys.
Boil them, mash them, make them in a stew, or put them in a stew.
Potatoes. All right, hold on. I think we're no longer streaming. I don't know at this point.
Well, it says live.
Did you think that show was worth $1? Help the cast by visiting lovewls.com.